Hello, everyone. Welcome to the General Assembly. Today's going to be a quick run through. We have a lot to get through, but we have to be quick because we did accommodate Professor Nowak, who will be doing a event right at 12:30. Okay, so we're going to push through, but there is a lot to get through today. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see the slideshow. Okay, thank you everyone for coming, and let me click on the button. Okay, boom. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, fantastic. So is it going to load? Gotta love technical difficulties. Okay. Okay, welcome to the December General Assembly. I'm just going to minimize my screen a little bit as much as possible down here. Okay. All right. So, third General Assembly of the year, very exciting. We're going to do a quick recap of events. We're going to talk about upcoming events, updates from the board, and of course, updates from our student societies. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about the Wellness Committee or the Wellness Council, whichever you want to call it. I was appointed to the Wellness Council last month on behalf of the Harvard Graduate Council. I'm their representative there. And what we do at the Wellbeing Council is we talk about different Oh, there's another person coming in. Okay. We talk about different things impacting the students at Harvard. We're primarily centered on the college. We understand that involvement of students in the college has a huge impact on Harvard policy, and that's what they're primarily concerned with. We also talked about how we have a good graduate input from graduate students. For a lot of our programs that we've been talking about, it's just that there is an inactivity level at the college that's concerning. So we met from 9 to 12 to talk about some initiatives that we have going. Around 7 people attended live and the rest attended on Zoom. Also, I became the chair of their social media channel. So if you want to join SWC, which is their handle on Instagram, please do. I will be promoting their events in the future. It was a very fruitful discussion, and I look forward to updating you as we do more. Yesterday, we had the Central Rock Gym event. We had our indoor rock climbing event. We had 5 RSVPs and 4 show ups, which was pretty good. We were limited at 15 people, which is the most that could be accommodated. But it was huge fun. The feedback was fantastic, and people would like to do it again. Other than Juan, who was incredible, for the rest of us, it was our first time rock climbing. So that was a lot of fun. We also had an amazing professor spotlight with Dr. Deli, and her course is called How to Be an Art Snob in English Literature. It was a mini course. We had 17 members on Zoom show up, but the massive social media buzz about this event was amazing. I think on one post there was 150 likes, which was incredible. The feedback on this particular lesson was also really awesome. So we're very, very happy about this, and we hope to have more fruitful events like this in the future. Hopefully today you'll stay for Dr. Nowak's amazing lecture as well. Also, we have kicked off the Harvard Square Homeless Shelter third annual winter supply drive by HESA. This is, again, our third year of this. It's very near and dear to our hearts as HESA. So the donation drive for the winter session is going to continue until January 6th. I've met everybody in person. We're continuously updating what the shelter needs throughout the year. 58 items have been purchased. We have 88 remaining. This is an extremely important effort. We'll also be hosting 2 additional drives. So anything that isn't purchased during winter will probably be moved over to the spring and summer drives, but they'll be staying open all year this year. So we really want to attempt to accommodate them as much as possible. So please push this on social media as much as you can. Please donate if you can as well. Cody last year was also volunteering in person all year long, and he knows how much the shelter really relies on these donations and how much they desperately need it. So just know that anything you donate will be greatly appreciated and will be put to good use for a very deserving population of people, okay? Also, we are now participating in PPHA's, the college's joint charity effort for a Toy and Joy drive. and we're supporting over a dozen local organizations. I've already managed to secure 15 toys from one list for a much needed local charity. This effort supports families and children in the Cambridge area, the Somerville area, and the surrounding area as well. So this is an extremely important annual effort. This is the first time HESA's partnered for this effort. I really want us to expand the charities that we're assisting and be able to have a greater reach. I think that will be great for us and get us more publicity, and that's something that we really, really need. Additionally, Giving Tuesday was like a week or so ago, and we partnered with PBHA and HSHS to go ahead and donate. So we managed to get $350 worth of donations to both of those organizations, and will also be published in their annual year-end report as partners. So under their partner category, this is great news. Will be published in that. We haven't had that before, so this is just another way that we're getting the word out about HESA, that we're putting our money where our mouth is and really expanding our reach and scope. Okay, and now for our postcard protest update. We have sent in over 2,248 postcards to Dr. Gay specifically. I have only 252 of them left of our old design, which brings me to the point that we have a brand new design. You can see me holding it in the screen. And also we've had some signatures already for our new design. I'm holding it as well. It matches my background exactly, actually. So let me put it over my face so you can see it. This is the front. The back has the same lettering, the same powerful message, just a different image. We want to stay fresh in their minds. We want admin to know that we're, changing the design. We're still very present. We're doing new things with this. We also, in the past few weeks, did our letter mailer combo. We sent over 218 letters from students directly to Dr. Gay. So that was really awesome. And Naveed and I are just finalizing the design on this. We're going to order a bunch more. After this meeting, Naveed is going to send out a spreadsheet through all the WhatsApp groups. Please sign if you haven't already to be a part of this initiative. If you sign on the spreadsheet, your name will be added. We're targeting the Faculty of Arts and Sciences next because we haven't heard a response from Dr. Gay, and she's facing a lot of backlash right now. So it might not be her priority. However, it still is ours. And there are 27 members on the Faculty of Arts and Sciences Council. We're going to be doing an email blitz. We're going to be doing our postcard protest blitz to them. That means we're sending 8,000 more to these 27 members. So I've looked through the list, and there are several members who haven't signed on for the spreadsheet. Once that spreadsheet comes back around, please sign your name. If you don't want to sign your name alone, you can also include a letter. We will print your letters and make sure they are sent out as well. But now that it's going to be the second half of the year, we're going to hit this even harder now and give it everything we got. I also have 80 of them signed with me now. I've been working overtime to get more signed for us to send out. So we have a good stack we're going to be sending out as soon as January starts back up, and we're going to keep that momentum going and maybe make it even stronger. I'll be reaching out to the Crimson. I'll be doing an email campaign, and I'll be doing a fax campaign for my local UPS. Since I work there, there's some pros to that. And we'll see if we can get an actual real response. That's what we want. Success to me is getting an actual real response in a sit-down session with someone, since they seem determined to not want to meet with us for whatever reason. That's okay. We'll keep letting them know we're around, and we'll keep fighting for this. Oh, let me go back. All right. The meeting with the dean happened on the 30th of November. We want to follow up. We talked about a lot here. So first and foremost, she made us aware that she's aware of the postcard protest. And she would like to have more opinions from alumni. She said she hasn't heard much feedback on the in extension studies label being terrible for alumni. I can tell her it is, but she wants to hear more specifically from them. We are in touch with the Alumni Association, and we're going to see what we can do working together with them to push this effort forward as well. We need to do more for international community reach out. Some HESA members and other people at HES have mentioned that there isn't enough support for the international community, that they would like to have more hours for classes that are favorable toward the international population. And so we'll be putting out a survey at some point at the most convenient time for everybody, where there isn't survey fatigue and whatnot, or finals, or the beginning of the semester, to where we can get feedback on what the best times are for our students. And so we're working on that. There will be piloting a 4-week on-campus course as well too, to see what the interest is behind that and gather more data to determine what kind of classes we'll have in the future. On top of that, I want to just skip down to the on-campus course offerings. I want to comfort everyone and let them know that the dean said that we will always have an on-campus component and that we will always have on-campus classes throughout the year. However, they don't plan on increasing the number of on-campus offerings throughout the year because students just weren't coming. According to the data, those students asked for it, they weren't coming for the on-campus courses as much as they did the online courses or the active learning weekends. So again, they're going to pilot another 4-week on-campus option as well, on top of more online options for international students, but they're still looking into the data for that to make sure that it's feasible. Also, the majority of the students do like the online component, but are concerned about the stigma of doing their degrees primarily online, which is related to the ESRI initiative. I also reached out about the Harold Langlois Award. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I did not pronounce it correctly. However, some management concentrators had brought this issue up to me, I want to say back in May when I was first elected, and we didn't have our meeting with the dean until November, so I had no update, but I do now. This award was originally granted to every management grad with a 4.0. I believe it was a 4.0, or maybe it was a 3.75 or higher. At any rate, every management grad was given that. And recently, HES decided to retract that and make it so that students had to apply for that award and limit the number of students receiving the award. I asked for clarification on the max amount of numbers students per graduation period would be receiving that. And they said that they hadn't decided on a set number, but that they were still detailing this out. So I'm waiting for an update from them regarding that. However, I think this is more equitable personally to have a few recipients of the award, not the entire graduating class with over a certain GPA, because it was a huge number of students first and foremost. And secondly, no other ALM degree program has that option for students to where they get a financial incentive. That's what the Dean's Academic Achievement Award is for, is to recognize students graduating with a certain GPA. So with that, they did talk to the organization awarding these awards, and so they had come to that conclusion together. Regarding the Veteran Society benefits issue, the pre-admission courses will no longer be covered. However, our veterans have now secured their benefits back for the remainder of their courses. So this, thankfully, was an issue that was resolved within 2 weeks. Basically, the VA office had appointed a new individual to look through compliance, and HES's account got flagged because the government doesn't really understand the earn your way in admissions process. And so they thought something was wrong, but they were very courteous to HES and our admin and talked to them and were able to resolve most of this issue. Regarding industrial organizational psychology, some students have expressed that there isn't a strong enough business component for these classes. We addressed this to the dean, and they said that they're making this an action item to look into the content of the degree program and the classes and see if anything needs to be revised. I brought it to their attention that a few years ago, when you go to your ALM community dashboard, that you can see certain PDFs of each different ALM program and the general ALB program. And the graduation rate for psychology was hovering at 59% at that point. They'd revamped the website now, and now it's 57%. But in between that time, I messaged my advisor and let him know, hey, this graduation rate is astronomically low. It's lower than all of the other ALM graduation rates at the program. And also, Industrial organizational psychology doesn't have their own ALM page. And I was informed that psychology and industrial organizational psychology are under the same umbrella on the same PDF, in which case 57% to 59% graduation rate is absolutely terrible. We need to figure out what's going on with that. And that's another action item that they have put on their agenda to look into. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they find. They did admit that their IO courses are some of their biggest, most popular courses and cohorts. So getting to the bottom of this is extremely important. And at the bottom, faculty aid programs for international students. We have also made this a action item for them, and they're looking into ways to make sure that students who are international students get an opportunity to volunteer as a research assistant with a professor. Right now, the rules are you have to not only be a US citizen, but you have to actually be physically in the United States to be able to accept a faculty aid offer from a professor. This was a handicap I encountered myself last year when I was in China, when I interviewed and got an offer, and the Center for Career Services rescinded it for me because of where I was located. This should not be happening. I know that there are tax and legal issues surrounding this. However, if we make a component for students in which they can, in lieu of payment, do these kind of services and add it to their resume, then that would be incredible. And that's something we want to do. Lastly, we inquired about HESA's status. The Harvard Graduate Council and the remainder of the other Harvard schools do recognize us as the official student government at Harvard. However, the administrative body refers to us as a club. They don't recognize us as a government. The rhetoric has been slightly better this year, but I was very disheartened when I was first elected and got a welcome email welcoming me to the club. We don't operate as a club. We don't do club things. Even the Crimson refers to us as the official student government, and it's time for our administration to recognize us as well. Part of the reason we're having stronger shelter agendas and I'm pushing financial incentives for charities is so that we can, they keep saying it's an engagement issue, even though we've pretty much exceeded engagement levels. I've also met with all of the other 12 Harvard graduate presidents, and our engagement is through the roof, comparatively speaking. Sometimes they'll try to host an event and it'll be only one of them. Sometimes only the president is showing up. And those are their words, not mine. Hugsy doesn't have a student government at all. Seas doesn't have a student government at all. And so for us to be this active and doing as much as we're doing and having this amazing, you know, group of societies doing so much work, I mean, our engagement's through the roof. We don't believe this, but we're going to keep trying to fight for HESA's status and make sure that we're recognized, because when your own school isn't recognizing as this official student government, that doesn't feel good, and it shouldn't be happening, especially given the great strides that we've made. So those are our updates for that, and I'm certain that many of you will have questions about that. But as it's already 12:21 and Dr. Nowak will be starting in 9 minutes, we're going to move on for now, but we will have a HESA board meeting tomorrow night. And you're all welcome to come, and I'm more than happy to go into more details about this and give you specifics because I took detailed notes. Upcoming events. It is December, so we're not having any more live physical events for now. We'll pick this back up in January. However, the Harvard Square Homeless Shelter, of course, is running until, the supply drive's running until January 6th. So please, if you can donate, it's much appreciated. We'll keep our efforts going with that. And then, of course, we'll have HESA Outreach Day the second week of January. We'll be giving a list of our societies to students. We'll be giving some cookies and other great things so that they know that we're there, we're doing our thing, and that we keep engagement levels up. Today, we're having our professor spotlight with Professor Zach Nowak. He teaches us how to get through academic articles quickly And so he'll be doing his lecture from 12:30 to 1:30. Please stay for that. It's incredible. I've heard him speak before, and his classes come really highly recommended. HESA board updates. Of course, if you want to volunteer with HESA, email us at vacancy@hesa.dce.harvard.edu. We'd love to hear from you. And also, as my time is coming to an end soon, I just want to let future leaders know the importance of being on campus. You will also always need somebody on campus for your live events. I don't think we would have as much traction or keep our momentum if we weren't really trying hard to be very, very present here. This second half of the year is our final push for our year-long protest, just because other things are taking precedent. And Dean Coleman herself said, with everything that Dr. Gay has going on, this might not be our year for ESRI. And my response to that was, why should I give up just because their priorities might be different than ours? Ours haven't changed. So we're going to keep pushing for this no matter what. They need to hear from us. We need to stay on top of the issue, period. Our next meeting with the dean will be a Wednesday in March. I believe it's the third Wednesday in March. I'll keep you updated. And so far, we've been planning our upcoming moving nights, which will be the Social Network and Goodwill Hunting. So please join us for those. And then, of course, we're going to have paint and sip and other awesome things. Is Brad Canales in here? Brad, do you want to talk about the Harvard Graduate Council December updates? Okay, I don't think Brad's in here. I'll talk about it. So for any advocacy concerns, please message us at the address there. Our past events, we had the Harvard-Yale bus and game, which was super awesome. Harvard Graduate Council meals. We had our quorum call at Harvard Kennedy School, and then we left for the Harvard Kennedy School Winter Ball, and you can see pictures of that here. It was super fancy. Tonight, I will be at the Winter Waltz at the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, and I hope that several of you are coming. And we'll have many more events next semester. This is, I believe, their final event before picking it back up. So, Student Society updates. Do we have CWLSS in here?
Of course, we're always here.
All right, do your thing.
I'll make it quick because we got less than 5 minutes. We had a professor spotlight with Collier Brown last night. I saw a few of you that are in here today there last night. Thank you for showing up. That was one of our biggest events yet. It's like every event we do keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's awesome. We are unveiling our website and our monthly newsletter that's going to feature creative works, fiction, nonfiction, artwork, and photography of Extension School students on January 1st. So that's our target date. So look out for that. Follow us on social media, and we're kicking butt and taking names. We're loving life.
Thank you. GDPSS.
They didn't respond when I asked if they had updated their slides and had someone attending, so I don't believe they have anybody here.
Okay, I'll follow up with Nick later. Thank you.
It would be it's not Nick. It's Michelle.
I'm just
and
super
Stephanie.
familiar with Nick. Like I always talk to Nick, so that's why I said Nick. IOPS. Anyone from IOPS here?
Yes, I'm here. Milan here. We have a quick update. We are planning our calendar for 2024. We also have an upcoming event on January 10th. It could be a psychometric assessment or a webinar. We'll put up the details of that, in the next 2 weeks. We also have a newsletter coming up, which has all the events. Besides that, we are still waiting for opportunities to update our website. We want HESA support for that. That's all.
Thank you. You might want to reach out to Demetrios regarding that. He will help with any IT initiatives for our societies. PSS?
Hi, yes, I'm here. I just put the links for our social media in the chat. We would love if you guys can join us. We have some incredible people joining us soon on our podcast, Dr. Vladimir Ivkovich and Dr. Greg Allen. And thank you guys so much throughout this year and last year. It's been incredible. I have some pictures on the slide, but if you join us on our social media, you can be kept up to date. We have our Spotify for our podcast. We also post it on our YouTube channel, and we hope you join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimmy. I appreciate it. VSS.
Hey guys, thanks for getting us launched last month. We really appreciate that. Lima Charlie, for anybody who does not know, is loud and clear for military terminology. That's why that's on there. Clarity on a HESA VA, I already went over that. Voicing opinion on forums. So during this whole debacle, I received some different messaging on forums. I think it's great that everybody wants to voice out their opinion and get their thoughts out there, but please make it productive. And that way, if you can, and just contribute to the conversation instead of knocking people down or bringing up things that are not really important. Membership sign up link, looking for members. So obviously, anybody who wants to join, there's a short URL for you guys can all sign up on that one. We have some open positions right now: secretary, director of IT, director of PR. So if anybody was interested and wants to kind of start getting in and getting their hands dirty, this would be a great opportunity to do so. We have our event coming up December. Juan's going to let us know about what day and time. Outside scholarships, financial education events, affinity graduation. HES VSS is leading the charge for the university for all veterans for the affinity graduation. I spoke with the affinity office. It's very exciting there. This is going to be an all hands on deck type of event. If you are interested in wanting your opinion to, if you want to have your opinion on what we should do at the event for our first time, please reach out. You can email me. You can sign up on the membership link, and we're going to talk about stools, gifts, food, families can come. What do you want to see at your affinity graduation? So it's a big deal. We have very limited time to do it, so please reach out, sign up, and let's get that going. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, HES Management and Finance Student Club. Alex, anything to add?
Hi, absolutely, and I'll be quick for Zachary. So we've had a successful term at the Management and Finance Club. Our monthly newsletters have been well regarded. Our in-person events have brought in over 200 participants thus far, and we have another one that's coming up in the Northeast for January. Our weekly interview show is actually being in post-production right now, being packaged for awards consideration. So we've been doing excellent. Our last speaker was a VA expert, and something that Chris can definitely sympathize with. And he's been doing incredible research work in order to help our troops, both afield and when they're back home. And our next speaker, which will be our last episode of this fall term, will be a senior vice president from VISA. She will be talking about human resources, leadership, and finally, women in business. We have some workshops and a philanthropic initiative that's going to be started at the beginning of the next term. And the idea being effective altruism. Instead of helping 20 people, let's see if we can help 2,000. And finally, we're actually working on creating an award with a financial incentive from the Management and Finance Club. So I thought it was interesting that you mentioned that award earlier. But we want to recognize excellence in all ways here at HES. And with that, I conclude my update on management and finance. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Very exciting stuff going on. Okay, next General Assembly will be the next second Saturday of the following month. And of course, you can sign up for the newsletter right here. Join us on WhatsApp. We'll have our meeting with Dean Coleman in March. We'll let you know what happens there. And with that, we're going to conclude the General Assembly and move on to Dr. Zachary Nowak. I hope you'll stay. He's awesome.
Amina, are we going straight in, or were we taking a 2-minute break? I think we're going straight in, but just wanted to go
going straight in. Yes.
Okay.
Hold on just one second, because I'm going to stop and then restart the recording so that I have 2 separate recordings to work with. So bear with me just one.